Welcome back to the channel, guys, where you can see some all-American RC reviews, not just drones, but airplanes, helis, a little bit of everything here. So today I have something that falls into the legendary nostalgia bracket. We're talking about the P51 Mustang, and specifically the Never Miss version. It has that iconic canary yellow across the front of the cowling. It's been upgraded to a 4-blade prop. It is a breakaway prop on here, which just kind of pops off like this when you hit the grass, which is super awesome. Just pops back on, and I've literally popped these off of the last version and the same one with this one, and I haven't broke a prop yet with it, which is kind of amazing. Now this one's also upgraded with a 20-inch wingspan. We've got the army green kind of combo across the wings and down through the back of the fuselage to the tail. Wheels on the bottom, all the servos are already all hooked up, and it does have a steerable tail wheel on here too, which is super cool with the rudder channel. It also can fly on 2 and 3S. So the last version of this one we flew together was a 1S, and about 2 years later we have more wingspan on this one, 4-blade prop, and 2 and 3S options. So we're going to test it out on a 2S battery, and we'll kind of see how it goes on 3S. I think it's going to scream on 3S. Let's go out for a beautiful sunset flight with the P51 Never Miss Edition from VolantexRC. Here we go. Let's do it. All right, guys, what a better place to fly this plane than at a farmer's field. It's beautiful. The sun's going down right now, and there's no wind at all. I've got my camera on top, so you're going to get kind of a pilot's view in this review. And I got a little bit of extra power in here today. I'm trying out a 3S battery. It does come with a 2S battery, but you may be able to get the 3S battery for a little more power on this baby. So that should be plenty of power to lift that camera. I've done it before on 2S. So if you want a little mini cam to put on yours, get the Insta360 Go. It's the Go 2 is the smaller one to get. So without further ado, let's go ahead and put an American classic up in the air. This is a beautiful plane, and it flies good too. All right, we got a 400 milliamp battery in there, and we are good to go. So before a car comes, I'm going to go ahead and try to take off real quick. All right, we're in stability mode right now, and you should be able to see a pilot's view up there in the farmer's field. She's fast, boys. She is fast. Wouldn't it be cool if this had retractable landing gear? I just thought about that when it whizzed by me. So right now I'm in about quarter throttle, just cruising. Look at that, with a camera on there. That's, you know, that's probably an extra, I don't know how much that camera weighs. I guess it weighs probably, don't want to hit the power lines. It probably weighs an extra 50, 55 grams or so. I thought this would be a nice place to fly this. We could attempt to try to land it on the road over there, but let's just go up for a little sunset cruise up here. And what do you think about that view? Let's get up a little higher. Nothing wrong with line of sight flying, guys. Nothing wrong with that at all. And it should have a pretty decent range on here. It's cool because some of these new aircraft can fly on DSM-2. That's zero throttle right there, just cruising. DSM-2 and ELRS. And it does have that breakaway prop, so that's cool too. Looking good up there. I want to come around and attempt to do a landing while there's no cars coming. I'm gonna just look this way, that way. And they always told me to go long and low. So we always land long and low. We'll see, we don't want to throw that camera off there. I don't hear any cars. You a little rudder, a little extra power there. Oh man, look at that. Threw everybody off, killed the pilot. And what's cool is this prop right here just pops off and you just put it back on. You don't need any tools or anything. Just pop it right back on there and she's ready to go again. All right, guys, let's go ahead and try again. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little taxiing around here. It does have a steerable tail wheel, which is kind of cool. You might have to straighten yours out, but
We'll try to take off this direction now. Man, it's bumpy on my runway. All right, here we go, full throttle. And again, I'm in stability mode right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to cut to the onboard camera for you. All right, let's test out a little bit of mid mode. We started out in beginner mode just because it's the first time I've flown this particular one. Kind of predictable in beginner mode. Let's go ahead and go to mid mode. And I do believe that mid mode was very similar to horizon mode on quads. It should let me do a roll, maybe not. I guess it's just going to give me more turn and radius, a quicker, a smaller turn radius. So full rudder, full aileron. Look at that, almost dipped. It's really tight turning with that mid mode. Now, if I want to do barrel rolls and if I want to do loops, we can go ahead and go into expert mode, and that's going to take all the stability off there. So you got to be ready for that. If you're a beginner and you flip into expert mode, remember, you're not going to have any kind of stability. Look at that. So we can go up, try to figure out where I did a loop. All right. Okay. And look how much more squirrely she is like that. She will really barrel roll. Now, I try to usually get off to the wind. That was kind of a big roll, but it did it. I ain't mad at it. And you kind of keep your finger here on this switch, and you can use that as a bailout switch. And what I mean by that is if you think you're going to crash, flip it real fast, and it should stabilize your wings. Now my transmitter's beeping, and I'm wondering if that's telling me that my radio battery is low. I wouldn't be surprised because my AA's kind of suck. I've used them for quite a few reviews. Let's buzz the tower here. Man, look at that. You can do a lot of altitude change really fast with this little plane. So right now I'm rocking 3S. And again, like you can fly this plane in 2S, trying to avoid those power lines. Dipping down kind of low right there. Put some fire down on the Nazis. That's the plane that won the war right there. P51 Mustang. That's the reason a lot of people aren't speaking German right now. That's not even a controversial thing to say. Spitfire and the P51 Mustang, I gotta tell you. And everybody all together collectively shut those guys down in World War II. And she is fast, boys. Look at that coming around. That's about 3/4 throttle right there when I pass. That's looking good. Almost like tail slide, the full rudder. Look at that from the bottom, that's cool. I like those black and white stripes on the bottom. It gives me a good visual. But man, nothing looks prettier than a P51 Mustang in that beautiful sunset. Oh man, that's pretty. That golden hour with the P51 Mustang, that's what it's all about right there. I got that yellow cowl on the front, so you can really see that baby in the air. That is so much fun to fly. This is a lot like flying those scale helis, you know, just in stability mode, just flying line of sight, just having fun watching it go by. And me, I'm the kind of guy, you know, if I get to go out and fly like once or twice, once a day, I'm good. Let's try some glide ratio on this plane. Let's go ahead and go up a little bit. Let's get some altitude. And let's cut it down to 0. So right there is 0 throttle, and that's the glide ratio. It's pretty good. Even with that heavy camera on the front and the extra weight of a 3S battery in there. So the battery bay, it has enough room in there to stick it straight vertical. A 3S 400 milliamp battery. That should get you a little longer flight time. But most importantly, more power and fly a little faster. The last one we reviewed was very similar to this. I feel like it's basically the same plane, but this one just has a kind of a different paint scheme on it. It has that silver, army green, and that cool front yellow cowl on there. Really gives you a good look at where the front of the plane is. It's hard to get confused with this little plane. I mean, you can fly this pretty much in any little baseball field. Or I like that scale prop on the front too. Do you see that little bit of yellow poking out on the outside edge of that propeller? That's cool. That is cool. Got my guns up front. I'm ready to blast them, boys. I am ready to blast them. Some people behind me driving by slow, checking it out. Not hurting a thing out here in the farmer's field. There goes that transmitter again, telling me. Now I have crashed this exact plane. I had a crash with this plane. I got into a corkscrew in manual mode, and I went down, and a prop hit this grass right here, and believe it or not, it just popped off, just like it did when I hit the pavement, and no damage to the prop at all. But it comes with 2 props in the box, which is cool. And again, I think this one's great that they have that 3S option on it. I don't know if that's going to be available to you guys or not, but I'm sure if you pester them enough on the website, they'll make that available. Or maybe it was just a demo for us, but we'll try to find out for you. And she's still going. I heard a little bit of buzz right there on that propeller. Man, it's getting way out there now. It's hard to tell how close to those trees over there I am. There she goes. I feel like we should try to do another landing, but you know what? It's pretty hard to land this plane on kind of rough concrete without it flipping over. And warbirds in general, if you've ever flown an RC airplane warbird, you know that they are notorious for flipping over on the runway. Even in real life, a lot of people went out, they fought the war, fought all kinds of dogfights, and made it home, crashed on the runway and died. Because the planes flip over forward. They go nose over on the runway. Even though they sit back the way they do, they still a little bit front heavy, and they just had kind of a bad CG on their feet, so to speak. But look at that, straight at you, full guns blazing. Oh, close to the road right there. That battery may be coming down to an end, but we're still going, man. All right, there it goes. That's the end of that battery. It's got low voltage cutoff here. So I'm going full bore. Oh man, I'm gonna crash. Oh man, there we go. All right, let's go check it out. I see that the Insta360 flew off there. There it is right there on the ground. Still recording. I'm gonna stop that. And let's see if we can find. Hey, yeah, it's beeping. It's letting us know that battery's at the end. So it's got a low voltage protection, which is cool. So you just go in the bottom here, unplug it. Now let's pull that out. Let's check out our propeller, see how that did. And again, these just pop off here. They pop back on and I'm ready to fly again. And right then we just came in on kind of a crash landing situation where, you know, I mean, heck, we're in a situation, we got a low battery. And that's what's going to happen to you if you get down to that low battery point. But try to time it so that when you come into land that you're not at a super low voltage on your batteries, because they'll last a lot longer. And that battery's pretty warm. So you don't generally want to feel your batteries too warm when you're landing these planes. But look at that. Isn't that a beautiful plane? That is one pretty plane right there. That's one that you could appreciate looking at in the shop. And I sure appreciate looking at it, that's for sure. All things scale military are appreciated on this channel right here. This is Drone Camps, and we're going to sign off for now. You can check out this link down below if you think it's a cool plane. If not, I appreciated you flying with me today on such a beautiful, beautiful day to fly RC. Guys, take care. I will definitely see you on the next one. Bye-bye.